A quick question. Like for the first story, what does Angus refer to?
Oh, you'll find out what Angus refers to, and so will all of you, citizens of the internet.
That's not the first story either, Raptor.
I meant to say third. I can't speak.
Yes, we are back with Hot and Cold Beans, and I just realized I need to take Bioman's avatar off the page for now, since he is not joining us for this one.
Yeah, fuck Bioman, am I right, fellas? I'm just kidding. Bioman, don't hate us.
I mean, he can't hate me more than I hate myself, so...
Will you stop with that?
Why?
Because you're killing the mood.
But Pant, you don't know science badongo.
Hello, Cam.
I can.
Penny, you don't know science. Bondungus. I will never get tired of that one.
Any witty comeback. Bum 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 bum.
Get the link out here.
Yep.
So don't give me any sass about taking too long, and I mean that to anyone listening, not just you two. So, everyone, it's a party. It's not actually a party, cause I won't say for sure for the first story, but the second two are absolute shit. So we're gonna be suffering.
That's when together. Dum. This all just came to my mind, but the Big Bang Theory, accepted once forever and ever and ever, and the characters get even more flat-wise as the years go on, until by the year 1 billion, when at that point, there's not even any characters or comedy in the show. Well, comedy, it's just like one concepts just appearing on the TV for 20 minutes before just going away.
Okay, you got oddly philosophical about that.
Philosophical for the show with Sheldon Cooper.
Yes.
The Banungus man.
Oh, excuse me.
Fuck is everyone?
I don't know. We have Cam, though. He's a good, loyal friend.
Yes, Cam. You win.
Candy. You get rock candy.
And you get pizza, but no ham or pineapple because we still have to dock you some points for liking that shit.
Michael is driving, I know that much. Oh, yeah, yep. This is, I think, day 2 for him.
Day 2 of Mictona USA, I guess.
Yeah. You love rock candy. Oh, that's cool.
Rock candy is pretty good. I remember when we used to have like the science fair at my school. One of the experiments was making rock candy.
Oh, that's nice.
It was very nice.
Oh, fuck. I need to wake up.
Yeah, what the fuck, Manny?
I've been at work all day.
Alright, fair.
Yeah, but let's get started. People can join in as they please.
Alright, fair enough.
Better be soon. So, our first story this evening is Hanging Man Hill. Oh, wait, I need to remember to actually put up the image. Yeah,
Better
Hanging
be
Man
YouTuber
Hill.
safe.
Oh, it is. It is indeed boring.
Oh, fair enough.
But,
Cam, your comment is too real. I don't appreciate it.
I mean, I'd hire both of you at my job if you were here.
Thank you.
Alright, so Hanging Man Hill. Gaston, South Carolina is a lonely little place. Do the people there live a provincial life, would you say?
Do they eat 3 dozen eggs a day?
To get large?
Lord.
They have a chest full of hair.
Yes. Sitting just south of Columbia along 321, this is information that nobody cares about. It's just a small crumb off of the misshapen piece of pie on the United States plate that we call South Carolina.
I'll give it a point for creativity, but it is just an odd sentence.
Yes.
But, like, again, creative.
Its population has almost never gone over 2,000, and is only 3.4 square miles across in all directions. Okay, people don't care about these specifics.
I mean, give it a chance. Like, I know you've probably read through it already, but
Yes.
it's at least setting up the stakes. It's a small town.
Yeah, I've actually read this years ago.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Not here, but to
Yeah.
me.
It feels even lonelier when you come in from a place like Roanoke, Virginia. Oh, I get it, because people think there was creepy stuff about Roanoke.
I'm assuming and guess Roanoke is more populous now
Yeah.
since the 1700s.
After Mom lost her job, we moved to the only place where the rest of our family resided. Good old South Kakalaki. I
I'm
immediately hate this
sure that
person.
means something to South Carolina natives.
Let me see. I went to South Carolina for 22 years in a row for vacation. I've never heard anyone call it that.
You're not a native.
But my aunts and uncles are, and they have never said anything like that.
Send one a text message. South Kakalaki. Does that mean anything to you? And see what they say.
No, South Kakalaki.
I thought that's what I said.
It sounded like you said Kakalakin. That's what Cam said. Alright. I had been moping on the trip the whole time on the way down here. It's kind of a redundant sentence. The way I saw it, the only friends I was going to be making here were fire ants and that inferno of a sun. Why?
Carolina gets chilly.
Once we got settled in at 304 Dixiana Drive, I have always remembered the address because the number in it was carved into the driveway, and it's spelled hoe if you looked at it upside down. Go fuck yourself.
It's funny sex.
Look, I'm immature, okay? And let's face it, when you're a kid, that's how you're gonna remember it.
I immediately set out into the neighborhood in search of friends. I thought you weren't going to make any.
What the
Well,
ants
he's
were your
looking for
friends.
fire ants.
I got naked, covered myself in honey, and went searching for friends in the woods.
A truly scary sentence right there.
I went rolling around in the dirt. I didn't know how to ride a bike, loser, at the time, and
Loser.
I barely knew how to ride a skateboard. Oh,
Double loser.
well, no, because when you're older, it's like, bike, good. Skateboard, pathetic.
For college.
Yeah, unless you're Tony Hawk, or like someone who can make a career out of it. And actually, a funny story. One time, my dad picked me up from an after-school activity, I'll say.
You wanna tell us what that after school activity was?
No. And,
Were you a member of the Glee Club?
oh, hell no. I would have sooner killed myself.
Was it detention?
No.
Hmm.
It's something
I
I've
will
mentioned
find
before.
out what this after school activity was, so help me God.
I've spoken about it at length before, but anyway, a acquaintance of mine asked if my dad could give him a ride home since it was on the way, and he was a couple years older than the rest of us. He was about to graduate. My dad asked him what he was thinking of doing after graduating high school, and he just said, straight face, completely serious, "Oh, I'm going to be a pro skateboarder." It's like, I have never even seen this guy with a skateboard before.
Played one level of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the PlayStation, Dreamcast, and N64, and was like, I'm a skater now.
Yes. Hush cam. Hello, Jammy. Just as I come in here, I killed myself. Perfect introduction.
Jamie carries on the legacy of Mr. Shadier.
Yes. I'm glad that's the comment that you focused on. 304 Dixion Drive is a real house. Did writer just dox themselves? It's a guest on South Carolina. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm operating under the assumption that this is a fictional place.
It could be. Actually, you know what?
Don't try to look it up, please.
I'm going to.
Manny.
Honestly, though, Kenzie, I'm surprised. Oh my god, it is real.
Is the road real?
Yeah. In Gaston,
Maybe-
South Carolina.
Maybe this is just like the street name and house number of a kid who he really hates in class.
Honestly, though, Kenzie, I'm surprised you didn't say anything about Cam's other comment.
What, the ants?
No.
Oh, Anime Club? That's what I was laughing at.
Oh. Alright, so where were we? So I petered down a long stretch of road directly across from the front of the house on my cheap little Walmart board until I came to a small cul-de-sac that seemed to go uphill. Sitting outside on his front porch
That was 3.
Oh, right.
Trying to take all the spotlight. Sitting outside on his porch was a chubby kid with glasses. Lord of the Flies flashback. That looked about 10 or 11, about my age at the time.
I yelled at him, sucks to your ass, Mar.
What?
I yelled at him, sucks to your ass, Mar.
I really had no one else to talk to, so I asked what his name was, and he told me that it was Piggy. No, Terry. I liked being outside a lot. He liked being outside a lot, and I didn't. Yet he was the fat one.
Yeah.
But
I feel like this is some projection.
But we both seemed to like video games. With that, we would get along just fine. The simplicity of relationships at 10. There was one thing that he hadn't told me over the next few weeks that we spent riding around the neighborhood. He was into scary movies.
Okay,
I was a massive chicken when it came to anything that seemed intent on forcing you to change your underwear every 5 minutes. So I didn't really like this aspect of him.
Pussy.
Even worse, he had tons of horror movie action figures and loads of VHS tapes of all the creepy movies you could think of stacked in his room. Every time I came to visit, he was almost certain to scare the living bejesus out of me with one of those creepy Freddy Krueger dolls or force me to watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with him in the dark. I can't even, say shit because when I was a kid, probably before 13, I was a massive wuss, and I didn't like scary movies.
Yeah, and I was thinking exactly what Jamie said. The main character shits himself constantly.
Well, okay, that.
Like I know what's implying, but it does sound like he's admitting to just shitting himself all the time.
Don't do the low hanging fruit, Joe Kenzie. Don't do it.
Do it.
I will.
Chris Chan.
Oh.
Reminds me of the time I saw my buddy's Facebook, and it said, third time this week I had to leave work early because I shit my pants thinking I just had to fart. Can't believe it. And I brought that to him. He's like, it was my fucking brother. He keeps getting onto my Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I believe him. Wink, wink.
Either way, that's still a problem.
Yes.
Like, change your password. His room wasn't really that nice looking to begin with. He had a bunk bed. He was an only child, and only his grandmother lived with him, in which he slept on the bottom, and all his slasher flicks and action figures slept on top. There were loads of holes in the walls, and everything had a generally grimy feel to it. Ew. It made those horrifying moments of watching pure terror in the dark all the more... icky. I don't like what you're implying.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Alright, your turn, Raptor.
Okay. One day, he realized that I pretty much hated any kind of horror movie he threw at me.
Wait, it took him this long to realize?
They watched the entire Hellraiser franchise, and at the end of it, he was like, maybe you don't like Hellraiser. You don't like fucking Pinhead, you fucking wuss?
Maybe you're more of a Freddy Krueger fan.
But yeah, hated any kind of horror movie. Well, first of all, there's an error here. Any kind of horror movies. That's a grammar mistake, but he actually just threw the VHSs at him.
Yeah, well, no wonder he doesn't like them. You're throwing VHS tapes at him. Knock it off.
Weird. Pelt.
Hey, Daly, let me get lay up on the watch the movie, you pussy.
Watch the movie. Love them.
He began telling me urban legends, some of them about the town as a whole, but more than not, they were about our particular neighborhood. I didn't believe any of them, that is, until he told me about the Hanging Man Hill.
Ah, there it goes. Roll credits.
He said it. It was about a year after we met each other, and we were winding up around the neighborhood. By this time, Terry had told me to man up, and he had eventually taught me how to ride a bike.
Okay, see, this is even another thing that just makes this kid sound like a complete wuss. Like, you have the fat, nerdy kid with glasses telling you to man up.
The fucking nerd has more balls than this kid. That is sad.
Wait, so the room was greasy and the kid was incredibly fat. Was he sucking on the walls for nourishment? Possibly.
Thank you for that visual, Jammy.
VHS killer assault. Nice one, Bagel. Glad you could join us. Also go to Punch.
Hey, Bagel. He stopped when
Hello,
we were
father.
wide. Oh, hey, father.
Hey, guys.
He stopped when we were riding in front of a house simply titled.
No, entitled, which is not how you use that word.
Simply entitled.
Damn, I hope someone was fired for that blunder.
The house thought it was owed a lot of things in life.
Okay, anyway.
Pretty entitled building for being called the Crack Shack.
We were right in front of a house simply entitled The Quack Shack, due to its residents being stoned out of their minds on a regular basis. So there's no quack? That's false advertising right there. Look at shame on you, Quack Shack. He seemed to be peering out of a small pathway behind the place that went up farther. You went back He was usually the leader when it came to showing me new places in the neighborhood, so I didn't question a thing when he begged me to follow him up the trail.
Oh.
This one will... Okay.
It was a pretty steep climb up the side of the hill, with plenty of sand and rocks to send anyone not being careful straight back down. It felt as though the trees were closing tighter and tighter on us, until we reached a large opening at the top.
Also, I call dibs on voicing Terry.
Okay. But I have to say, so all of these, like, very mild things, like, make you nervous or afraid, but this very precarious hill, you're just fine walking up that. Alright, besides the empty soda bottles and used condoms, the only man-made thing in the area that I could see were long stretches of telephone poles going across a series of sandy, dry hills. If not for the 2 strips of heavy forest on either side of the hills, it might have gone on forever. That's not how anything works. The area didn't seem to have any particular importance. I had expected him to bring me to some awful cemetery, but in the dying light of the late afternoon sky, those rolling hills looked beautiful. Oh, I see now. The walking through to this clear area, this just ripped off Pet Cemetery. I thought that he might try some desperate last attempt to scare me, but instead, he just turned to me with the most serious and grim face I'd ever seen on him.
Here we are, Hanging Man Hill.
He whispered.
Are we the kid? Like the other one?
Yep.
Hanging Man Hill? Is this another one of your stories?
Sort of, except this one's true.
Okay, does he have, what's it called? The thing for smokers, like the voice box they hold up to their throats?
That wasn't what I was going for, but now it exactly is.
Wait,
I was just thinking, what would a neckbeard sound like as a kid?
How many fucking used condoms were there? That's a very good question. Hello, apostrophe. Stomp a dude out in some Jumpman 4S. Alright, I rolled my eyes at the thought. How did he possibly expect me to believe any of his stories? He just kept staring at me with that face, waiting for me to respond.
How can there even be a Hanging Man Hill? There was no Hanging Man, and there's at least 5 dozen hills here. Do you have an Oxford thesis to prove your statements?
Right down there. Look. Me?
Yeah.
He pointed his finger to the nearest telephone pole, sitting between the 2 closest hills to us. A small creek, no more than 5 feet across, ran between the 2 hills and went onward into that never-ending forest. Never-ending story. Sorry. There was no hanging man, but the pole itself seemed more ominous than the rest.
Hello, Cobe. I got IBS, stands for IB shit. King stuff right there.
The words of a king.
So in other words, hey boys, we poopin'?
Yes. He stood there waiting for me to respond, the last words of a Call of Duty player.
Roy Terrence, he whispered. It wouldn't be Hanging Man Hill without a hanging man, would it? He bolted down the first hill on that blazing orange bike of his. It's on fire. I tried to keep up, but Walmart and sporting goods don't seem to mix. There was a faulty chain on my cheap, dull red bike. The sticks from the surrounding trees had rooted themselves to the ground, and we were now snagging onto the snagging onto the dangling chain. Also, Walmart just sells normal bikes.
Yeah.
You can get a Huffy there.
Yeah, the reputation of Walmart is about the people who shop there. It's not the quality of what they sell.
Yeah, I mean, you can just because you can get dope deals at Walmart doesn't mean that it's less quality. One mighty tug of a huge root on the bike. I was head over handlebars all the way to the bottom. You should be dead. I landed on my knees with a small sploosh sound as my legs hit the water.
Ah, loser. Sploosh.
Like,
Just,
I think it's a more. You
well,
did. I don't think you should. Sorry.
In the show Archer, they say that's the sound. Well, that's the sound that they use when the women are saying that they have climaxed from just like the sight of something.
Thank you for that. I was going to say that you might not have wanted to go with such a quaint word for in a horror story, but okay. Do you? It couldn't have been more than a few inches deep.
That's what she said.
I almost called for help from Terry when I realized that he had stopped at the bottom just before I had tumbled to the creek alongside him. His head was peering upwards, looking straight at the top of the dark and shadowy looking telephone pole. Yeah, whenever I hear dark and shadowy, I just think of the Lion King.
Yeah. There's no hanging man here. Yeah, the council would definitely keep a running corpse hung up, ready to be filmed like a Logan Paul video. What the hell? There's no hanging man in more than one hill. Is this Hanging Man Hill or a test of patience? I like to imagine that there's a bunch of hills with a dead man killed on each. Oh, look over there. It's autoerotic asphyxiation man hill.
Jesus.
What about David Carradine? Yeah, that's right. Bill killed himself.
Little help.
This is you.
Oh, I squeaked. Terry broke his gaze with the pole just long enough to wrench me from the creek and get me on my feet. After that, his stare continued to be fixed on seemingly nothing at the top of the pole for the longest time. What is it, or who is that you're looking for again? I grumbled in frustration. I was going to be pretty pissed if he had taken me down here and all I had gotten out of the trip was a banged up knee. I hadn't noticed the pain before because the water in the stream was cool, but now it stung like Charles Dickens.
It actually says it stung like the Dickens.
He is very quaint for a horror story.
Also, yeah, all he got was a banged up knee. He didn't even get a crummy t-shirt.
Roy Terrence, owner of that small shed just beyond the trees over there.
I hadn't noticed the shed before. It sat just behind a large oak. It couldn't have been bigger than 5 outhouses put together. What a strange way to measure that.
Yeah. After his wife and kids left him, he hung himself on the wires just above us. That's not a good location to do that.
Yeah, he'd probably kill himself in the process of trying to kill himself. Also, sorry, I just have to say this is something that, like, it's not a big deal, but it always kind of annoys me when you're talking about, like, someone hanging. It's that they hanged themselves, not they hung themselves.
Man.
To be fair, even I, myself, a writer, usually don't even pay attention to that difference.
Oh.
But I don't even get why there is a difference, so, and that's just out of my own stupidity. Anyway, cops didn't find much, just a charred husk of what used to be a man. Legend says that whoever is out here at his exact time of death gets strung up on the wires with him.
So wait, he wasn't hanged and electrocuted. That was just him having a wife. Charred husk of what used to be a man. Ba-dum-bum.
You
I
just
get it.
sit in this awkward silence.
A person is hanged, an object is hung. Yes, thank you, Cobe.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh,
You all right there?
yep,
What was that noise?
just bumped my knee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It wasn't like funny bone or anything. Did y'all hear about the guy who shot himself but attached the gun to a hot air balloon so it would fly away so he could test the cops and tell you made that up?
Even if you did make that up, I enjoy the visual.
Yeah, that would be
Not
be
of
pretty
someone
damn
dying, but like just of a Looney Tunes cartoon version of it.
Cool. You didn't make that up. Okay, I need to look that up later. All right.
Oh, and do tell when that would be.
For once, he broke his serious tone and gave me a goofy, I don't know, shrug.
Hey.
And then he was back to that grim attitude.
I should have read that. I don't know. There we go.
I'm honestly worried about your throat with you doing that voice.
It's actually not straining.
Oh, that's good.
If anything, be concerned for my lungs, because when I'm reading that, I'm also inhaling.
Oh, jeez. Of course, he forgot to take weights off the balloon. It took him a year to figure it out. I mean, I don't suggest anyone Minecraft themselves, but if you're gonna do it, make it spectacular like that.
Go out in style.
Yeah, and I mean that in the sense of make it a spectacle. Yeah.
But only in Minecraft.
Yes. And seriously, don't do that. Never do that.
It's not good. Anyway, and your suggestion. And you're suggesting that we stay here and wait for them, despite the many excuses I have to dispute this? I think I'm going to go with it's late and Mom is making dinner, so I have to go home.
I guess this is me.
Yeah.
Right. Tell your mom that you're sleeping over at my house tomorrow night, and I'll do vice versa with my grandma. Meet me here at 7.
Yeah, because that's never backfired in the history of mankind. Never played Minecraft. I didn't think it was that bad. Ha! Nice one, Bagel. Hello, Anthony. Glad you could join us. You didn't miss a whole lot, just that the author of the story doxed his actual address. And
Possibly.
And kid moved to a new town, made a friend who assaulted him by throwing horror VHS tapes at him, and
May or may not be a future neckbeard.
He told this kid about the urban legend of Hanging Man Hill, and now they're going to lie to their legal guardians, sleep up there, and see if the Hanging Man actually appears. Alright, against my better judgment, I decided that I might as well come. What harm did it do? Damn it. Obviously, he was lying, and, if nothing else, it would set my mind at ease to see that he was. While none of his stories actually seemed to be true up until this point, his sudden change of tone had made it slightly more believable. When he had told his other stories, he was giggling so hard that one might think he had snorted at least a pound of happy crack.
Fuck?
What? Just say crack. What do you mean happy? Oh my god. When we were headed home, just as the last tint of orange had left the sky, I asked him.
Why did you get so serious back there? You are always such a total goofball.
I lost my grandpa to Troy Terrence. My grandma was with him when it happened. Hadn't you ever wonder why she's so grumpy all the time?
She's just a crotchety old woman.
Read the next sentence.
His grandmother was, in fact, very crotchety. I never
Should I
bothered.
take over?
Yeah. All right, real quick. Yeah. What Bagel said, as opposed to sad crack. Oh, happy crack is capitalized, so I guess it's a special brand or something.
You know how like you have different kinds of weed?
Did this have some chili powder in it or something?
That would kill you.
Here's my question.
That was Jesse's thing in Breaking Bad. I put some chili powder in there.
I feel like that would have some really bad repercussions.
Probably.
His grandmother was, in fact, very crotchety. I had never bothered to ask why she was that way.
Real quick,
If
what
this
were you
was
going to
all-
say, Raptor?
Oh, sorry.
Are we certain that she's not crotchety because she's kept up all night by her grandson throwing the VHS tapes at the kid?
Well, he doesn't stay with them.
Jesse.
Still, it must be pretty annoying.
I can't wait
If
to
this
see
was
what
all-
Cobe's leading to.
Oh, sorry, what?
I can't wait to see what Cobe's leading to.
Should we wait?
No, well... Oh, wait. Don't worry, Mr. White. I know just the place.
If this was all some elaborate hoax by Terry, I was going to slap him into next Tuesday when this was done. Okay, so now he's the mom for everyone hates Chris.
2 tickets for Morbius, please. Ah! It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time, bitch!
Charging battery.
Enough.
But, wait, so, is the tale of Hangman Hill real? Or just an elaborate hoax?
Welcome to Slapped Ham. Today we're
That-
going to look... You go first.
I was gonna keep reading.
Oh, okay.
That night, I had a horrible nightmare. Like most people, I couldn't remember much about it, but I somehow remembered that it was terrible. But it had Roy Terrence written all over it. That's
What?
not a good way to describe a dream. Even though it was roasting on that hot South Carolina night, I had woken up with the chills.
Oh, no,
Even
Jess.
again, not a good way to describe sleep as roasting.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess while you're describing the weather.
Oh no,
okay,
Jesse, you
whatever.
were wrong. It's not empty in here. Shit, Mr. White, it's a hashtag Morbius sweep.
I don't get these references. I just know that Morbius is apparently bad.
Yeah, and people were saying it's going to be amazing, like it's going to sweep the box office, be the highest grossing film of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, theaters are going to be packed, and none of that ended up being true.
Well, you'd think they would learn by now that Jared Leto is fucking box office poison at this point.
Yeah.
By the
That's right.
time...
Sorry.
What were you gonna say?
It was just a joke. It's unimportant.
By the time What?
I had woken up and become chills.
By the time 6 p.m. had rolled around, no. I had already packed my old school backpack with basic equipment like a flashlight and a few bags of Chex Mix in case we got hungry. I hear a train.
Yeah.
By 6:30, I had rolled out into the neighborhood as fast as an overweight 11-year-old could. Oh, so
So this kid's
I
fat
guess
too.
he is too. Fair enough. I had to admit, I was actually pretty excited. Finally, here's the thunder. Sorry if you can hear that in the background, but
Nope,
I
you're
could
good.
not.
well, this was a low one, so be prepared if there might be some loud ones, and if
You
there's
sound
any
like
lightning,
you sound like me after Taco Bell.
ayo. And if there's any lightning, be prepared for me to like squeak like a little girl,
Okay.
because lightning startles me.
Okay.
At around 6:55, I arrived at the small creek where Terry had already set up a small fire and was roasting marshmallows. That seems like a safe fucking idea for a small child to start a fire.
Oh,
If
but
I
you know,
hadn't-
Kenzie, it's one of these movies where the kids go camping and like they just know how to make a fire perfectly safely without any adult supervision.
Hey, if we're underwater, how can there be a... I would have... If I hadn't decided to show up, I would have disappointed him like hell.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
no, mine. It's me.
How is this exactly going to work? Are we just going to camp out here all night? We don't know when he's supposed to show up.
I said as I apparently turned into Alan Rickman. Now I'm just picturing like some fat 10-year-old's body with Alan Rickman's head on it.
My God. Oh my God. That's horrible and hilarious.
Or even worse, fat 10-year-old's face on Alan Rickman's body.
And Raptor, it is your turn to read as well.
Okay. Yet stuff his face with a marshmallow.
You can still be coherent with a marshmallow in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's
was a
literally the
jumbo
entire
stuffed
point of the
marshmallow.
Chubby Bunny Challenge.
What?
He crammed the jumbo stuffed marshmallow down his throat.
Oh, I say.
They said, we'll wait all night if we have to.
Whatever.
I retorted as I plopped down next to the fire.
Why is
He
it
had
always
thrown-
plop?
Plop. He had thrown 3 lighters in to keep it lit.
That's how you get
What?
cause an explosion.
3 lighters?
I'm sure what he means is he has used 3 lighters to keep... No, like... What? Throwing just a lighter into a fire would cause it to explode.
Yes.
Why did my grandson put my damn lighters?
Eating
What?
and plopping at
Wait.
the same time.
Why is it morning? It's 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, and Raptor,
Yeah.
I will love you forever if you do a dramatic pause before the last word of this sentence.
And I began
Ew.
to pull out my snacks.
Oh, thank God! I thought he was gonna say penis!
Also, throwing 3 lighters into a fire in the middle of the woods. Is this South Carolina or is this California?
Yeah.
Commentary.
Haha!
California.
He threw
Bitch.
3 lighters into the fire, so they died? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Cobe says, Bennis. Indubitably.
Thank you, Cobe. Very cool.
Alright, after about 3 hours, the first of the crickets had begun to sing their endless chirping song as the last streak of sun had reached its end. I had begun to grow irritated and a little bit tired. Terry was wide awake, his hand glued to the bag of marshmallows.
Get it. Your guys are fat.
Yeah. He had begun his eternal gaze on the top of the pole again.
Harry, man, I'm tired. If I don't see a crispy dead dude in the next hour, I'm out.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Charging battery.
It's like, again, we get it. He's fat, okay? Story's sounding familiar to me, but I can't put my finger on it. Fat kids, the Lorax's worst enemy. His cheeks stuck out like a squirrel's with another marshmallow. I snuggled up to the fire and began to doze off. Just as I was about to slip into unconsciousness, a loud, crusty, brittle peeling sound. A sound cannot be
Ew.
crusty. Brittle
Still
peeling
gross.
sound echoed through the hills and out into the forest. Then this deer ran by yelling, "Bambi, the forest is on fire!"
Are you sure that wasn't just the fucking lighters popping in the fire?
I immediately sat up. My vision was pretty blurred from having almost dozed off, but I could make out Terry's shape. He was gaping, wide-eyed, at the top of the pole. if there had been a bit of moonlight, I might have seen that what I was sure to have seen up there. I might have seen what I was sure to have seen up there. That sounds weird to me. But the crescent moon just sat above the trees, like the shed. Pixelated, crusty noise. The way they described the hangman as crispy is making me think that they are planning to eat the body. God.
Is
Yeah,
it my turn, or do you still want to keep
I
going?
got one more.
Okay.
In an instant, Terry was on his bike and flying up the hill. Literally, no, a bike rides on the ground; it does not fly. Bag of marshmallows and God damn it!
We get it.
He's fat.
I managed to pull myself up and get to my bike. I began pedaling like a madman when I realized that my chain had popped off. Raptor.
Oh, wait, is this dialogue here?
It's
Well,
his
it's a
thoughts.
thought.
Okay.
Stupid damn bike.
With
Stop doing my voice.
with what? That wasn't your voice.
Well, no, it's the voice I gave for Terry.
No, it isn't.
But they're both fat.
They sound different to me. With my eyes adjusting to the dark, I peered back at the top of the pole one more time before I bolted to the top of the hill. He broke his bike with this weight. Anthony!
Big will go to pun jail.
It's his
Roy Terrence was not so much of a person as he was a sagging shape. We get it. He's fat too. Only
good?
kidding. His flesh, dark as the night, skirting the line there, was clinging to his bones for dear life. His facial features, though not entirely evident, seemed to be in a constant state of both agony and ecstatic joy. God, maybe it was fucking autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh man, we ran to the wrong hill! We missed Roy Terrence.
It's autoerotic asphyxiation, Joe.
No, it's David Carradine.
Damn it, man. And that one eye he had left, deep in its socket, gazed upon me with absolute hatred and insatiable want. Skirting the line there.
You could make fat jokes, but Navi, you're right, I'm sorry.
Also, why would he only have just one eye?
True. But then again, I am often hypocritical about people making jokes that I myself make, so. All fat people have the same voice, Kenzie. That's why Tumblr peeps sound like a unified consciousness.
Well, not in our show, they don't.
The sagging shape if Michael Myers let himself go a bit. Yes, my joke is canon now. At least he went out with a smile on his face. Ha.
Just when it seemed that he was ready to climb off of the wire and come for me, the weak spine that had been holding his head to that molten pile of flesh and bone snapped, sending what was left of his skull tumbling into the fire Terry had started. Credit where it's due. That's a pretty good visual.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing wrong with this sentence. I think that was pretty good. It gave me one glowing, burning, satisfied grin before disintegrating into a wisp of ash.
Cobe says I'm not about to criticize anyone for falling back on the same few voices. No, you got some good ones. I know. You got some good ones, King. Why was he molten? Yeah, I mean, I know that being electrocuted can be pretty grisly, but this is going a little over the top.
Yeah, I think charred would have still, like, I know they already used it, but it would have been a better word, but...
Yeah.
As a whole, like, I think the sentence was very good. I had been halfway up the hill before I had realized I was moving. I followed the bike tracks Terry had left, which led further into the hills instead of off to the side, where the trail led back to the neighborhood. Just as I clawed my way to the top of the hill, I saw a thin shape dangling from above.
And Anthony says, yeah, I think Hoodlum read this. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Sorry, I'm getting some food.
No
Oh, okay.
worries.
I'll be back.
You just have one thing of dialogue real quick.
Okay, hang on. Hang on.
Oh
You are killing the
no!
ambiance. Sorry, do it again.
Oh, you didn't catch it?
No.
Okay. Oh no!
I croaked. Terry's bike, that blazing orange bike that he loved so much, was left wrecked at the base of a telephone pole. Above, Terry's body hung limply, although it didn't look much like Terry anymore.
Terry hadn't been on the wires as long as Roy, which made it even worse. He was charred, but not entirely. Just charbroiled. His eyes bulged from his head in constant shock. What was left of his hair stood out on end, still smoking. The seemingly endless wires above entangled Terry's neck like a boa constrictor. Dangling from his scrawny, burnt little arm, I thought he was fat, was a bag of marshmallows melted to his hand from the heat. The police investigation hadn't dug up much. They had scoured all throughout the area and had not found any evidence that anyone was ever there. I begged them to search the telephone wires, but they continued to state that there was no evidence that anybody had even touched the wires. The search continued for 3 weeks. After police had finally given up, Terry's grandmother passed away. For those last few days, she hadn't said anything to anyone at all. Maybe she had passed away a lot sooner than you thought. She only sat and stared at the picture of her and her husband for the remainder of her life. After the house had been cleared out, the contents of Terry's room were offered to me. His entire collection of horror movies, action figures, and all else was donated to Goodwill. My request. Okay then. I went back a few years later. We had gone to Gaston to visit our family for a while, and I had requested that we stop by the neighborhood. Any evidence that we had ever been there those few fateful years ago had been swept away by police or the weather. Now, like before, there was only useless garbage and telephone poles. Just as I was getting ready to walk away, I caught a glimpse of something in the corner of my eye. I only saw a tiny bit of it before it fluttered away. It was a melted marshmallow bag. And that's the end.
So you said at the beginning of the stream that we could decide whether or not this was more of a cold beans or a hot beans. And you know what? It was okay. Enough that I can consider it cold beans. It is nothing like the stories we read, which are just the bottom of the barrel bullshit. So, you know what? This one gets a pass.
Yeah, just to me it's like, the only real issue I have is he told me the legend, and then the legend happened exactly how people said it would. Like, I'm not saying give like some Shyamalan bullshit at the end, but at least give like some little twist to it.
Right.
Yeah, tepid beans, Cam says.
I think that's a fair assessment.
And without him, the greasy holes in his room rebelled.
Oh, God.
The last bit of the story is a fucking nail in the coffin for the main character being fat. Give it 3 burn bags out of 5.
So here's how I would switch it up. Like you said, there could be like more of a twist to the legend because, like you said, through word of mouth, legends morph and change and take on something different than usually when it started. So that's fair too. I think there needed to be a better friendship established between the main character and Terry because just what was given to us, it's kind of like, why were you friends with him when he just like all he really seemed to care about was showing you horror movies and purposely to scare you and telling you stories purposely to scare you. Like if maybe we'd given like a small section where, you know how he mentions at the beginning he doesn't know how to ride a bike. What if it was Terry who showed him how to ride a bike and that was a really happy memory for him or something?
I mean, it was implied that happened, but he just summed it up with, he told me to man up.
Right.
Man up, dude.
And again, that's like showing him being kind of a dick. So like show that like a better friendship between the two.
Yeah.
And one thing that I also think should have been worked on, it's like, oh, the hanged man killed my grandfather. Yeah, that's very much like the meme. Can we get some more info on that maybe?
Yeah. Elaborate on that. No.
It really just does have the tones of singing killed my grandmother.
Yeah.
So those are my notes. Also, while I get it and it comes full circle, it was a burn to marshmallow bag. It was silly.
Yeah. Yeah, see, well, I didn't want to say anything, but it's like, you'll see why he specified, he was still holding the bag of marshmallows while he was riding his bike up the hill. It's like they just really wanted to hammer that in.
I think they needed to do something else because all we got out from it is we get it. He's fat.
Yeah.
And that's what the note it kind of ends on feels like.
Yeah, the only reason that I, thought differently was because I'd read it before.
Right.
The first time I read it, I was like, okay, I get it, he's fat.
Like, I know why they did it. It's because he was holding it when he died, and the implication at the end, like, we get it. He's probably roaming the woods and whatnot. Like, he's still there. But
I'm just like picturing he sees the body up on the wires. He's like climbing the telephone pole, like stuffing marshmallows into his mouth. Like, oh wow!
Never make those chewing noises again. Stop it. So, any further thoughts?
It was okay.
Yes.
And that is the general consensus.
I think Jeff the Spooper and Hedgehog.exe should have come out and have hyper-realistic blooded spook. So there were multiple hills. What if it were a bunch of hills that had one hanged man on each that the main character didn't think of, like the hills were cursed or something? That would have been cool.
Right, like that could be like, oh, one victim for each hill or whatever.
Yeah.
Something.
I think Hudo Hoodlum suggested it. Yeah, probably. I haven't watched Hudo in a while, but... Dalmatians killed his mother, okay?
Yep.
Now he has become Marshmallow. Kind of? Man, he stopped making hedgehog noises. No, Jammy, way past cool!
Way past cool.
Alright, so that was the Hanged Man. Now, on to the next one, the Mirror Monster.
Yeah, now we're getting into actual bullshit, guys.
Yeah. Now, I just want you guys to strap yourselves in. This is a lot longer than stories that we normally read.
Oh,
so, get comfortable.
He's being facetious.
And there goes the fun of surprising the chat. Right. I'm going to tell you a tale that isn't a story, but actually happened to me. Wherever I go, it is there, hiding in the lakes, hiding in the windows of shops, and when I turn off my television after playing Sonic Adventure.
This had to be facetious.
It is there, looking at me in the darkness of my monitor screen. It was haunted. It has haunted me my whole entire life. Yeah, I do not tell anyone. Who would believe me? I wake up and brush my teeth. It is there, looking like me, an evil me, the Mirror Monster. The end.
Now,
Wow.
allow me to point out what categories this was filed into. Pages with grammar that doesn't suck, for once, actually kind of accurate.
Kind of.
Well, that was pointless, which I agree with wholeheartedly. What a twist! Beings and troll pasta.
Yeah. Plot twist, the monster was you. It was hiding in the windows to the walls.
I was the mirror monster all along.
Maybe the real mirror monster was the friends we made along the way.
It was hiding on the door, on the floor, and on the dinosaur. We can't escape the
In the
sun.
windows, in the walls, in the sweat dripping down your balls.
Anyone could be the mirror monster. It could be you. It could be you. It could even be you.
According to Jamie, I must be Sonic because fuck, that was fast. And now we are on to our third story, Angus.
Oh, fucking hell, dialogue.
Angus McDuff.
I called dibs on Angus.
Oh no, that's mine.
Then I called dibs on me.
Okay.
Can I be?
We'll find out.
You sit there and look pretty.
Aw.
So I recently received an old Nintendo 64 from my grandmother. We're already off to a great start. It
Now,
with only new
she's
game.
old. Remember what we said about, no, we didn't say this, but, like, old people are behind the dates, okay?
It came with only one game, the new Tetris. After a few old days, I got bored of it. The gaming console went in my closet for about 4 months. I only played the game a few times, and it was quiet, glitchy, nothing bad, but a few misplaced textures and whatnot. But that was what I expected from being years old in a house full of meth heads that can't take care of anything.
You want to relate on that a little bit, buddy? Care to tell us more?
I think he's going David Lynch on us.
Oh, yes. Brilliant.
Oh no, just the interview with David Lynch. Elaborate on that. No.
Yeah.
So I finally decided to buy a few more games and play the old thing again. Buying Zelda Oot from eBay. It was taking a while, and I already gave my N64 all set up again. I was waiting for a while, even though it was expedited shipping. God damn it. I like Anthony's comment here. Silently drug. Yeah, it was old. No blood or anything. Expedited shipping. God damn it. It was a week at the time. I decided to play Tetris again. After days of beating master level bots, one day I received a, not sure what to call it, I would say message on the screen. I mean, yeah. Well, let me describe it.
We didn't ask you to.
I was taking on another master level bot. No, you weren't. And his blocks lined up in quiet and odd way, one I have never seen before, nor would I expect to find in a E-rated game.
Actually, it was, would I expect it to be a E-rated game?
Be in a E-rated game.
Yep.
They showed up with what looked to me like in a rather distorted way. I tried to take a snapshot of it with my new digital camera I recently bought.
Cam.
What?
Doesn't say camera.
Oh, god damn it, doesn't. Later,
Cam, you're in this.
I reviewed these pictures. I was in a very bored mood and maybe even a little high.
So
what are you talking about?
Well, obviously, living in a house full of meth heads, clearly the apple doesn't too far from the tree.
The Zelda game where Link is told get oot the house. Oh, so it's a Canadian port, huh?
And go to pun jail.
Did the bot make a swastika? God damn it.
Christ.
But I know, what I saw. Useless comma. I happen to be a little dyslexic, and when I looked at
Convenient.
the images, they then showed fucking die. All one word.
Oh, spoopy.
He said the fuck word. Shock filled my entire body, and I started to freak out. A few days later, I was pretty sure I wasn't high. I'm pretty sure I wasn't high. So I figured I would look at them once more. This time again. Yeah, I'm not reading this oddly. Like, it has these very, like, short sentences. Like,
Yeah, he's not doing an impression of William Shatner.
It still showed, even more vividly than last time. As is, the image was photoshopped and distorted to say. Means nothing. How much weed did this guy smoke? Yeah, seriously. I'm
Right
there.
as I was
I am become digital. Okay, I'm the digital toffee dragon.
Right as I was about to just toss those photos, my TV made a shocking noise. And no, I'm not saying noise weird. It is spelled N-O-I-S.
Yep.
So it's noise.
And nothing happened during those
Nice.
days, I guess. Yeah.
My power went out, but my TV was still on. My screen should have displayed power outage, as I bought an emergency power battery for the TV. Don't ask why I use it on my TV.
Say it.
I am a serious gamer.
Ha ha ha.
I should be reading it in the fucking neckbeard voice, but instead of power outage, my screen then displayed Facebook. Days went by after that happened.
What?
Still yet to check my Facebook, but it was just urging me to do it. Facebook literally has a gun to your head.
Wait. So the power's been out for several days.
He's a meth head. What does he care? As long as he's got a spoon and a lighter. But it was just urging me to do it, and I did. Oh, how I wish I never accepted that one friend request. The friend request was named Angus. Just Angus. No last name, nothing, and no profile picture. God, this is just fucking worded brilliantly, isn't it?
But I did hear Scotland the Brave playing on bagpipes.
If you're that quote-unquote serious Tetris player, you would know Angus.
What's a serious Tetris player? Who's Angus? Who are you people?
I have played Tetris before, and I don't know what the fuck Angus is.
Yeah.
A name of a bot on Tetris. Well, that explains it.
Does Tetris even have bots?
I don't know.
I thought if anyone would know, you would, Raptor.
I don't play Tetris because it's Tetris.
Hey, it's a good time waster. I
Who
messaged
needs us better?
him posting, "Do I know you?" Same as I do to anyone when I get a friend request and I don't know them. You could just then deny their friend request.
Yeah.
I didn't got a message back for about 3 days. Then I received "Idiontni." I would suppose he meant, would you like to, Manny?
You don't know.
After I sent another message, we talked for about 20 minutes. I think I'll just post the convo.
Oh, God.
And you can read, like, Raptor, you can just, like, say who's talking, and then Manny and I will do the, I guess,
Okay.
dialogue.
One version probably has bots. There's like a million versions of Tetris. Yes, that is true. Excuse me, Raptor, did you just diss Tetris? Guess they were
Yes,
playing
I
a
did.
versus match.
Me.
Do I know you?
Angus.
You don't know.
Me.
No.
The Angusy.
Zero.
Me.
What?
Angus.
Zero.
Me?
I do?
Angus.
Threes.
Me.
I hate when people talk like that, thinking they're all cool with the wrong use of their. People in glass houses, me, is all I'm saying.
Angus, sorry.
Sid 2.
Me.
What?
Angus.
Sid 2.
Me.
I don't think I have time to talk to 8-year-olds. I have meth to smoke.
Angus.
What is with duties who play the game?
Yeah.
Think I'm leaving, sorry. I think I'm leaving. Yeah, you're just not gonna.
Angus.
No.
Me.
Hey, I think that's the first sentence you had correct grammar on. It's a word, not a sentence.
Angus.
Play the game.
Me.
Game?
Angus.
And here, don't read Angus for everyone, just...
Play the
You know
gimme,
what to
play
do,
the
Annie.
gimme, play the gimme, play the gimme, play the gimme, play the gimme.
Play the game, bitch.
Laptop shuts down, so I never touched Tetris again. Waiting days still for my Zelda to arrive. I messaged the seller on eBay. He said he sent it the day I paid. Later that day, I found out my grandmother died. Okay, out of left field.
Also, waiting for my Zelda to arrive. Not a game, just like a Russian bride he named Zelda.
What is this on the bill? Chechnyan mail order bride?
Mom, don't talk about my Zelda like that.
I can't help
Can I
it,
go
son.
home?
She yells at me. It's like some kind of demon yelling at me.
Can I have money to go buy food?
We
Shut up.
speak English in this country, sweetheart. Now stick out your paw there. I gotta put out my cigarette.
I think I'd rather be trafficked.
He doesn't have good grammar because the bud is Scottish. What the fuck is happening? Suddenly family death. Yeah. He bought a Zelda sex doll. His Zelda body pillow was stuck in the mail.
But
All
it's
right.
not like one of the more realistic ones from one of the more recent games. It's like Skyward Sword Zelda,
Oh, Jesus.
who I would like to point out is in school.
Stop. Alright, and I'm telling you to stop because you're talking about Skyward Sword. But
Hey.
Alright, she had cancer. Probably from all the drugs. ...
That's not how that works.
It can.
What
My Zelda
can-
finally
what
got here Monday. But I put Zelda in, giggity, turn the Nintendo on, and Tetris started up. It was as if I had Tetris in and not Zelda. I saw on the news,
No.
John Smith found dead in public restroom.
Who died? Oh no.
Have fun with
Pocahontas turned on him.
this, Kenzie.
But I'm not dead, am I? Tough.
That's the end.
Yay!
So this is in Deletion Log Refugees, Bad Creepypasta, Vidya Games, M died, What a Twist, Stupid is as the main character does, Dialogue, English Class Failure, and Old Shit.
Fair.
More like Skyward Board, I'll be here all night. Nice one.
Soda Pun Jail.
What the fuck? John Smith, the dude from Jamestown? He only just died. Oh yeah, he was still kicking. So what y'all think of Angus?
I have many questions.
Like, why was he living in a crack house?
Why
Meth
is he
house,
called
to be
Angus?
specific.
Why is he called Angus? What's so scary about the Angus spot?
I don't know, take it up with Tetris.
Why make a free post about Tetris? That too. Like, what's scary about Tetris?
Anthony says not enough Angus. He had to go cold turkey to afford that N64.
Clearly not, because clearly he was a little bit high that he had to go stay clean for a few days before he thought he was no longer high.
Kenzie, he wasn't sure if he was high or not.
Exactly.
How did his death get on the news before he died?
Must have been some meth.
Yeah.
Super meth.
Also, Ply the game, so they were making games into toilet paper?
I made games into plywood. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I'm just confused.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Mm.
So,
We've only been going at this for about an hour.
That's what she said.
And I have an idea.
What's that?
Well, not so much an idea as much as I found a story.
What's that?
Check the chat.
No.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
It's even worse than you think. This one's meta.
God, I hate it. Okay, so we're gonna read this.
Oh no. I was having fun.
See, I don't have a picture for this.
I got a picture. I got a picture.
Anyone have a picture of a fish?
I don't know a picture of a fish, but I have a picture of a.
Show me.
I have this thing on my phone.
Good as anything else?
I mean, sure. Here's a question, Rector. Why do you have that on your phone?
Kenzie, how long have we known Raptor now?
I was just waiting for the right time to post it somewhere. It's perfect. Like, but I just don't know where to put it because it's too perfect.
I mean, it works enough. Calm down, Anthony. You'll see what it is.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh. The father said, I looked up Tetris Angus bot, and the results I saw were this story and a Facebook account.
Okay.
I'll be the judge of that.
What do you mean? He said that's what he found.
I just want to see it myself.
Jamie also has a suggestion for what we could use, and it is fitting if we... But we do have Raptor's owl picture up.
Owl? Question mark?
Is that, I mean... It's kind of an owl.
We'll find a Jeff story to use that picture for sometime.
The best part is just like you can tell he just looks so dead inside. He's like,
that's a strange bird. I'm scared.
Yep. This is my life.
Alright. So, this is a visit from Hefe. You know that guy...
Exactly what you're thinking of.
You know that guy, Jeff the Killer? Unfortunately. Well, I've encountered him.
No, you haven't.
I know what you're thinking. Everyone knows that Jeff the Killer is just a story.
Yes, it is. And a badly written one, too.
I once thought that, too. Until I saw him for myself.
Why
is myself 2 words? Now, please understand that I would never, ever make up something like this. Fucking liar.
Yes, you would.
Oh, and by the way, my name is Ashley.
I did not ask.
And I am going to voice Ashley, and I'm going to keep using that voice.
And I am going to be anonymous.
I love reading creepypastas. That's probably when no one else believes me. So as I was saying, it was a
What do
Tuesday
you
afternoon.
mean when no one else believes you? No one believes you when you're reading creepypastas?
I was digging up some creepypastas on Creepypasta Wiki. I didn't find anything that was interesting.
Go figure.
I have read almost every single pasta imaginable. No, you didn't. So nothing was new or shocking. I mean, that's just because, there's really nothing new or original on the Creepypasta Wiki. I guess you could call me an expert at this kind of stuff. No.
Expert, insufferable virgin with no life. You know, same thing.
So I decided to go on that thing the kids call YouTube and catch up on Mr. Creepypasta's videos. God damn it.
And there it is.
I immediately hate
Yes.
this. I read every pasta because I have no life. Where the fuck was I? Oh. I began to watch his video entitled Jeff is Back.
Jeff is back.
I have read the story
Back
over
again.
1,000,000 times, but it was something to do. And it is one of my favorite pastas. God, you're a loser.
Also, you spelled pastas as in pasta, apostrophe S, as in, it is one of my favorite pasta is.
Other than the original Jeff the Killer story. You are so lame. I decided to look up Nightmare Slumber on Google to see if the channel from Jeff is Back was real. God.
How much you want to bet that Nightmare Slumber is this person's YouTube account?
Yep. To my disappointment, it wasn't. I really wanted to see the video of Jeff passing through the halls of the Den Big Asylum, and then I guess he ran headfirst into the camera and knocked it down or something like that. Nobody cares. Then I looked up Jeff the Killer on YouTube to see what kind of twisted videos I would find.
Virgin!
You just found a bunch of weaponized autism. I saw a video called Go to Sleep / Jeff the Killer Hidden Music.
Oh, the
God.
Virgin Anthem.
I clicked on it, and it had the normal picture of Jeff with the words Go to Sleep captioned above his head. It was some weird music with Jeff saying some things in Spanish like, life is torment, and I'm very, very good, sweet dreams are made of these. Thank God for Google Translator. I didn't want to sound like one of them Mexicans. The original audio was slowed down, but the uploader sped it up so you could understand what the hell he was saying. And the audio, he sounded kind of gloomy. It broke my heart as I was a die-hard Jeff the Killer fan. I had no life or friends. After
really
the video
didn't.
ended, I closed the tab and noticed that I had 5 new emails. No, you didn't, because you have no friends.
You don't have to have friends to get emails. Spam is a thing.
This is the person who used MySpace and honestly thought they were friends with Tom. I clicked my Gmail shortcut and went through the emails. Junk, spam, more junk and...
See? At this point, I was shaking in my seat. I never get emails from any, literal human. The email said this. Hello, Ashley. I can see you right now as you are reading this email. God damn it. I like your hummingbird tattoo on your left arm. Damn it, don't bring fucking hummingbirds into this. I like my hummingbirds and I want a hummingbird tattoo eventually.
Aw.
Your eyebrow piercing, your silky black hair. She's just a clump made of silky black hair.
Wait, Maddie, you're saying Tom isn't actually my friend?
Oh, and how can I...
Go on.
Oh, and how can I forget your beautiful hazel eyes?
What voice are
Okay.
you going for?
I'm trying to replicate the Jeff the Killer voice that Cove does, but look, the only one who can do it properly is Cove. So cut me some slack. Also, let's make it very clear right now. Ashley here is overweight, has mousy brown hair, and shit-colored brown eyes.
Oh no,
Let's make that
no, we're putting
very
in
clear.
Cobb's description of a Wiccan here. That is Ashley.
So the same thing.
Nope, blue hair.
Either way, it's very unimpressive. Like, the blue hair that's clearly faded, she hasn't dyed in a long time, her roots are coming in.
Wearing a pentagram necklace.
I will be waiting in your room tonight, waiting for you to go to sleep. That's impossible. The person who sent me this email has just no email address. As if the email never even existed in the first place. And no one fucking ever wants to contact me, so it can't be a real person. I grabbed a box cutter and then sat in the corner. A few hours later, I find... What?
I was so scared of a story, so I grabbed a weapon and hid in the corner of my room.
Not even a proper weapon, a fucking box cutter. Finally, I got the guts to go back up to my PC. I logged on to one of those creepypasta chat sites as Ash loves creepypasta. I can, the virginity is radiating from my screen. And asked if anyone thought that Jeff was real. I can already tell you that the overwhelming response was probably yes. Everyone that was there thought that I was crazy. Wow. Surprising,
What a
actually.
surprise! What a fucking surprise!
I can't blame them for thinking that. I forgot to mention that I was in my house alone. Again, no one asked. A few minutes later, a person wanted to private message me about the subject, Jeff the Killer. Here's the entire conversation. Anonymous. Hi, I heard you are interested in Jeff the Killer. Ash
Yeah.
loves creepypasta.
We're not going to read it out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this might sound crazy, but someone sent me an email claiming to be Jeff.
Oh, so you got the email?
My email.
My email. Sorry. Look, my brain cells are literally dying as I read each line.
Oh, what's that?
Yes, I sent you the email. I am Jeff. Jeff the Killer.
Oh, fuck off. You're Jeff. You gotta be pulling my leg, son.
Sadly, no. Although I love it that you are paying so much attention to the screen, unaware of your surroundings. I have one request. Turn around.
Bright eyes. Your turn, Raptor.
No, I still got one. I spun around and saw Jeff standing there with an insane smile with then insane smile of his. He looked exactly like how the stories described him. Fucking ridiculous looking. He was pale as a ghost. His eyes were bordered in black. I then glanced beside him and saw a laptop sitting on the ground with the chat side on it. He was literally messaging him right behind. She didn't hear the tapping on the keyboard. He was in here the whole time. My God, the DMs are coming from inside my house.
I hate this person so much!
Watching me, waiting for the right time to make his move. He then asked me out on a date. He then pulled out a knife from behind his back and ran towards me. He pinned me to the wall, to the windows,
Oh
and
my.
started to tease me by gliding his knife around my stomach. Oh, God.
Oh.
There was a lot of real estate, probably. I shed a tear as he can gut me at any moment. He then
Please don't do
says,
that.
okay, for once, some good dialogue. Oh, Ashley, you ignorant bitch.
What, you ignorant slut?
I've been waiting for this day to come for a long period of time.
Oh, look.
I hacked your computer months ago when you clicked on that blank link. Yeah, because that was established. Remember? The link
No.
that was supposed to lead you to the... I'm not reading in that in the accent anymore. I'm done. Video of me in Denver. I also saw something that shocked me. You seem to have an obsession with me, a person who has the ability to kill you at any second. Why is that? You know what? Good fucking question.
Why? Why?
Raptor, it's your turn.
Okay. Then I replied,
Because you're, fascinating.
Jeff then replaced the sinister look on his face with a blank expression.
Are you going to kill me, sir?
What a stupid question to ask a serial killer.
And this is me actually reading his response.
Oh.
Raptor, I read it.
No, you didn't.
Oh, so
Yes, I did. What do you think?
I didn't hear you.
What do you think? There.
Jeff then stabs me in the stomach and lets out a spooky Kafka laugh. Ha 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 ha.
Read
That
it.
only a man. And lets out a laugh that only a maniac could. As he is about to gut me, I hear my parents coming through the house.
Well, hang on.
Perfect.
Hang on. Let's out a laugh that only a maniac could cry. Is he crying or laughing? Dipshit.
As he's about to gut me, I hear my parents coming to the house. Perfect timing.
Shit, this isn't over, Ashley.
Jeff yells in fury. Then he proceeds to jump out the window. My mom.
Oh, my leg!
My parents hear the ruckus and burst through the door, finding me against the wall, losing blood and paralyzed.
Loosing blood.
Losing blood and paralyzed in fear. Now I feel like he is watching my every move.
I always feel like somebody's
Stop.
watching me. What?
Copyright.
I just fucking hate that song.
So do I, but...
I've been getting emails from him every single night telling me to go to sleep.
No,
go
keep
to
going.
sleep.
Oh my god.
I haven't slept in days, maybe a week and a half. I'm not sure. I'm on the verge of passing out as I'm typing this. My eyes are starting to shut. Then I can see him out of the corner of my eye and I hear a faint whisper.
Go to Kip.
No, what you heard was, shh. Nobody out pizzas the hut.
That was painful.
Great conversation between Bagel and the father. I honestly don't know if this is gonna turn sexual or not. To which the father says, it's a Jeff the Killer story, so it's about 60-40.
Jeff the Killer fascinating? Ha, don't make me laugh. Makes mental note to reference somebody's watching Bagel. I will slap you. I will find where you are and I will slap you. So Kenzie, I don't forgive you for this.
What if I sent you a picture of a very handsome duck?
No.
2?
No, you've upset the ducks as well.
No, ducks are my friend.
Well, that was something. I feel like this owl creature on the screen right now.
Yeah.
And I got nothing else.
Yeah. Like, what do you say to this?
Well, I mean for this and just the stream in general. That was certainly a work of fiction. So, well, I guess that'll be it for this evening. We'll try to be back Tuesday with more, hopefully for a good full 2-hour run. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Same bean time, same bean channel.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone. Good night.